First of all, I want to say good job, Crayola, on my first Crayola washable triangular crayons.
Good morning, I'm Valerie. Aman's not with me. It's pretty early Saturday morning, so I'm guessing she might be asleep. This is our first product that we want to review for you. It's called My First Crayola Washable Crayons. Now, you can find this product pretty much anywhere. Walmart, Amazon, Target, runs about $3 or more. Pretty accessible, pretty cheap. A great product for your children that are from the age of 3, possibly up to 6 years of age. But not 24 months like Crayola told you. So you can see, I'm going to have an opinion about this product, and I am glad to share it with you. So it's getting on in the morning. Let's look at what we like about these crayons so much. So the first thing I did is, I know my opinion, but I went on Amazon and I looked at what parents were saying about these crayons. And one of the favorite properties of these crayons were that they were washable. So if the kids were coloring and they colored on the table, no big deal. Washable, that's a great property. The property that I really love about these crayons, and so did you based on what you said on your reviews, is that you like that they are triangular. So if you can see these crayons versus this orange crayon, same size pretty much, but the shape is triangular. And I love that. The reason you parents loved it is because they didn't roll off the table, which is a pretty important aspect. But the reason I love it is because it doesn't roll in your children's hands. And when little hands are learning to hold their crayons, that's a great thing. But before we go into the triangular shape, I want to talk about the size of the crayon. First of all, the research has pretty much came out on the side that size doesn't matter when children are learning to color or write. And I would agree with that, particularly with an older kid, that size of a pencil doesn't really affect legibility or speed. However, for little ones that are 3 years or up who are learning to hold a writing utensil, whether it be a crayon or a marker, I believe size does matter. And here's the reason why. I'm going to show you a standard crayon. Now, this standard crayon, I am an occupational therapist, has been well loved. So I want you to look at this crayon. This crayon is pretty small. It doesn't have a lot of surface area. So when little hands are figuring out where they need to go when holding the crayon, a little more surface area is great. And that's what I like about a thicker crayon, whether it be round or triangular. But there is something about the triangular shape that I love too. So the ideal way that all of us occupational therapists want your children to hold their crayon is with what we call a tripod grasp, which is basically these 3 fingers holding the crayon like this. Now, little children have a lot of variability. They're trying to figure out how to hold their crayon. So it's nice when a tool kind of helps them get to the point where they hold their crayon correctly. And that's what the triangular shape and the size does. So the triangular shape sort of implies put your thumb here, put your pointer finger here, or your index finger. I am talking to the parents, not the children. And then also that your middle finger would rest underneath. So it gives a place where, or implies a place where your children's hands should go. Now, sure, your child can grab it like this, and that's another video. So the triangular shape and the size give a nice surface for the children to learn. Now, there was another thing that came out regarding the triangular shape through the research, and it was a study done in early 2000 that looked at the shape, but not in relationship to crayons because nobody was doing it. So again, good job, Crayola. nobody was doing it with crayons, but doing the shape, using that shape with crayons, but they were using this shape to apply pencil grips to children's pencils. And so you can see here, I have that right here. And so what they said about this shape and in relationship to the grip, that it was a good tool to help hands that are weak be able to hold their pencil. And I think that the reason that is, although the study didn't deduct this, is because it's not slippery, it's not rolling in your hands, and so a weak hand can control the tool because of the shape of the grip. Pretty common sense, lots of research, conflicting research out there, but it's good stuff to know when you have a little one that's learning how to hold their crayon correctly. Now, one more point I want to make before I get off. Crayola says that these crayons are for 24 months and up. And I would like to help you parents understand why that's not particularly accurate. When your kids are little, I know that they want to color, I know that they want to imitate mommy and daddy using a pencil or using a marker, and that's important. But when they're little, these longer stem crayons are not the ideal, but there are other crayons that are the ideal that little hands can use and their hands are able to use well. When your children are under the age of 3, the thinking is among experts is that their hands aren't mature enough for a standard crayon, whether it be triangular or otherwise. So what I would encourage you to use this for is for your 3-year-olds and up. And I'll give you ideas for those younger ones in your next YouTube video. So it is getting later. I'm sure Mom's up. Maybe she's eating breakfast, and maybe I'll eat breakfast too now.